What's up, budget builders? My name is Trill, and we have multiple good pieces of information in this video today, excluding what's going on in Ukraine right now. But we do have good information regarding a new child tax credit worth $1,200. We also have new information about a $1,400 stimulus check that was just approved. This is getting super excited to see more and more cities and states offering more stimulus checks to its residents, which I'm sure you guys agree with me on that. But in addition to that, guys, hey, what's going on with the inflation right now? And what can we expect from the stock market this week? Should we start participating in buying more stocks? Well, let's go ahead and talk about it today in this video. But first, if you're interested in any of these topics today and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But hey, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Hey guys, real quick, I wanted to thank you for all your support on subscribing to my new YouTube channel. I plan on launching the first video sometime next week, and I am super excited about it. So again, guys, thank you for that. And also thank you for following me on Instagram at Mr. Budget Bill. I hope you guys are liking the content that I am putting out every single day. And if you do, go ahead and share that website as well as that link to other people that you may know. But anyways, guys, I just want to say I appreciate all your support, and let's go ahead and start with the video. Well, guys, President Biden has finally introduced and announced the new Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as the potential Supreme Court nominee. Now, Jackson is a federal appeals court judge in Washington, would be the first black woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Now, President Biden announced that he was going to actually nominate an African American. He announced this several months back, and of course, the GOP is not really feeling this, and I can understand exactly why they don't, because for President Biden to announce that he is only looking at African Americans to actually fill this particular position, it means that he is not necessarily looking for the best candidate. Now, on the flip side, I do understand why he wants to nominate an African American, considering that there has never been an African American sitting on the Supreme Court. So I do understand from both sides, but this is exactly who he has projected to be the next Supreme Court nominee. Now, I'm sure he will face some type of opposition from the GOP, as well as probably some opposition from individuals in his own party. But again, guys, for right now, that is the potential nominee. Now, we will see how this turns out over the next couple of days or next couple of weeks, as far as how Ketanji Brown Jackson stands up as far as being in opposition from those on the other side. But anyways, guys, hey, moving on, we do have some great news, guys. The CDC is now saying that about 70% of Americans don't need to wear a mask indoors. Now, the CDC has now eased its mask guidance for the majority of Americans in light of the declining COVID-19 cases, as well as hospitalizations. The CDC announced on Friday that in counties classified as having a COVID-19 community level of low or either medium, it's safe not to wear masks indoors, which includes schools, and this applies to about 70% of Americans, according to the NBC News. Now, the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, said that the move could be made because the U.S. is in a stronger place today as a nation in the pandemic, with more tools to protect ourselves, which I told you guys on a previous video, where the CDC has now acknowledged those individuals that have natural immunity, which is in addition to those individuals that either had their COVID-19 shots as well as their booster shots. So this is some good news, and those are the particular tools that they are referring to as far as being fully protected against the COVID-19 variant, and that includes the Delta variant as well as the Omicron variant, and we are hoping that it also goes with the second variant to the Omicron, which I believe is the BA.2 variant. But anyways, guys, hey, this is some good news, because for myself, this means that I can start back hugging those individuals that I care and I love for. I have not had a hug for majority of those individuals in over the last 2 years, guys, and we are coming up on the 2-year mark that we first introduced with the pandemic, which happened in March of 2020. And here we are, guys. This week, we will be in March of 2022. So again, guys, hey, this is some good news from the CDC. In addition, we all know that the child tax credit was actually cut off at the end of last year, in which the Democrats as well as the Republicans were unable to continue giving out those stimulus checks to individuals that have children. Hey, as a result, guys, this new report just came out and says that 3.7 million children have now plunged into poverty without those boosted child tax credit checks. Now, guys, you guys already know, I don't have to tell it to you, but it says that the loss of those monthly stimulus payments has been devastating for some families. Now, the key points of this article is talking about the enhanced child tax credit pulled millions of children out of poverty in 2021, and its absence right now in 2022 has caused 3.7 million children to fall below the poverty level this year alone. And it happened so fast, guys. We are only at the end of the second month of this year, and already we are resulting in this type of news coming from Washington. And it says that last year many families received a financial lifeline in the form of a boosted child tax credit. Not only did the maximum value of the credit rise from $2,000 in 2020 up to $3,600 in 2021 for children under the ages of 6 years old, as well as $3,000 for children between the ages of 6 and 17 years old. But that credit changed to become fully refundable. As a result, families with no tax liability could still receive that money in full. And that's what helped millions of Americans in this country, because previously you only got a child tax credit against the money that you actually made when you filed your tax return. But this time around, when they changed it because of the pandemic, you were actually going to receive a stimulus check every single month in your pocket, which means if you had 4 children, you are going to receive a stimulus check for each child in your home, which actually put a ton of money in individuals' hands. Like a majority of these stimulus checks or child tax credit checks went to individuals who didn't make a lot of money, which resulted in those who are considered as low or moderate income individuals and families, which was a huge boosted benefit for those individuals. But now that those individuals or families are not receiving this child tax credit check in 2022, this has caused a ton of families as well as children to fall below the poverty level. But yeah, guys, that is exactly what we are dealing with right now. But on the good news is that, hey, we do have a Republican in the Senate right now that is pushing his own bill to bring back a form of the child tax credit. And yes, that is one of my favorite Republicans. His name is Mitt Romney, and he is pushing for a boosted child tax credit. But there is a catch to this particular bill that he is introducing. And yes, guys, Senator Mitt Romney, he is now supporting extending the boosted child tax credit checks, but he wants to implement a work requirement that didn't exist in the previous year, which was last year in 2021. So yes, guys, Mitt Romney wants to bring back those child tax credits back to the American people because he knows how important it was to those low and moderate income families, as well as those children that you have in your homes, because we need to keep those children fed. We need to keep those children in school. We need to make sure they have clothes on their backs as well as food on the table. So those child tax credits were a lifeline in 2021. But here we are in 2022. Hey, we need that lifeline to be brought back into the American system, and Mitt Romney could be the guy to bring that back. He says that one of the pieces in his new bill that he is introducing that is going to bring back these child tax credits is going to be an important enhancement to the credit that took place last year, which was half of what was paid in the form of monthly stimulus payments. Now, the first child tax credit payment hit recipients' bank accounts back in July of 2021, and those payments continued through December. Now, President Biden was hoping to extend the boosted credit checks beyond 2022, and actually the Democrats were hoping to pass this particular bill to extend through the year of 2025, but unfortunately they were not able to do so. And here we are. Mitt Romney is now trying to bring that to fruition. And Mitt Romney says that he's actually a proponent of extending the boosted credit checks. And the only catch is he wants to implement rules that could make it more difficult for some recipients to actually qualify. Yeah, and I can see that. But here we are, guys. Could those monthly payments come back again? Yes, Mitt Romney has quietly pushed to bring back the boosted credit back to the table. However, in conjunction, he wants to implement a work requirement so stay-at-home caregivers wouldn't necessarily qualify for these child tax credit checks. And he's not the only one that says that. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin also thinks a work requirement should be a part of the child tax credit. In fact, a big reason for the Build Back Better bill was stalled in the Senate is because of Joe Manchin. He expressly won't offer his support for a boosted child tax credit in its current form, but adding a work requirement might actually change his support for this bill. And also, it will bring back those monthly installment payments back once again, which could bring those 3.7 million children that have been pushed down into poverty, it could bring them back above it, guys. This is some good news. Now, in addition to this work requirement that Manchin and Mitt Romney want to include in this new bill, Manchin also supports implementing strict income limits for child tax credit eligibility. Last year, many moderate and even higher earners were eligible for the child tax credit. But anyways, guys, hey, Senator Mitt Romney, which is a Republican, which majority of Republicans were in opposition to extending the child tax credit checks. But Mitt Romney wants to extend that child tax credit check, and he can actually possibly get the support of Senator Joe Manchin as well. So again, guys, hey, this is some good news because we could see those child tax credit checks come back to fruition in this year of 2022. And we are keeping our fingers crossed in the meantime, guys. And we are hope that they are able to get this thing done and go ahead and pass that bill very soon. Now, I will keep you guys posted on any updates following this information, guys. And I hope you guys are excited as well. But moving on, guys, hey, the inflation in this country right now is considered a crisis. We can see right here several articles on this page, guys. And we can see right here on the screen, guys, it's several articles that says right here from Wall Street Journal, high food prices to pressure inflation this year in 2022. Also from Yahoo Finance, avocado supply faces big concerns as inflation, scarcity, as well as sending prices up drastically. And then we have this article from Wall Street Journal as well. It's saying that higher oil prices is going to add to the inflation. Right now, guys, we are all suffering from the inflation in this country, and I don't see it slowing down very soon, but I do see it slowing down overall. One of the big things right now that is driving inflation is the issue with getting imports from other countries sent over to the United States. We have seen this issue over the last 3 or 4 months, and that has been a total wreck and a bottleneck because of one of the issues is they don't have enough people to unload those stocking ships that are coming from overseas, as well as we don't have individuals in order to drive the merchandise from the docks from New York as well as other docking locations into different areas and cities in the United States. So that has been a huge issue that is driving up this inflation in this country. But that is not the only thing, guys. We also see that the projection of rising interest rates from the Feds, in which they announced earlier this year, that is also driving up the inflation as well. We know that over the past few years, hey, inflation has been down drastically. But now that we are dealing with these several different crises in this country, and now adding to that, which is the war in Ukraine, hey, all of this is causing some effects on the inflation, which is causing a lot of low and moderate income individuals to really suffer the most right now. We know that majority of the wealthy people right now are really not having an issue at all, but those are not our concerns at all, guys. We are mostly concerned with our low-income families, guys. Those are the ones that really matter, as well as our Social Security recipients, those SSI, those SSDI, those VA, those railroad beneficiaries, and our seniors. Those are the ones that we are really concerned right now. Those are the ones that are really suffering. Now, we know that they have received that COLA increase, but the inflation outweighs the COLA increase. So they are still doing worse today than they were previously previously before they received the increase. And it is all because of the inflation in this country. But again, we are hoping to see this thing drive down as they improve the situation, getting those things undocked from the docking stations, from those ports, as well as the country just getting over the pandemic, as well as getting over this war in Ukraine. I hope those things are kind of going to calm the market down a little bit, and the inflation is going to pretty much taper off and hopefully come back down. Those of you out there, you are going to be receiving and seeing these gas prices go up dramatically. We could see $5 in majority of cities and states very soon, especially if this war in the Ukraine continues to go on over days. Right now, we recently received the oil barrel going up over the price of $100, and we could see that going up to $105 and $110 by the end of this week, and that is going to drive up our gas prices. But anyways, guys, hey, we're hoping that this situation turns around and goes back the other way very soon. And hopefully the American people can get a little bit of relief going forward. I'll keep you guys posted. Moving on, guys. Hey, we do have some good news because Johnson County has just approved of a program which is going to send $1,400 direct stimulus payments to random low as well as moderate income residents. Now, the Johnson County Board of Supervisors voted Thursday morning to create a program that would send $1,400 stimulus payments to roughly about 2,500 randomly selected residents who qualify for this program. Now, under this program, $3.5 million from the Johnson County and Iowa Cities American Rescue Plan Act funds will be used to create the Direct Assistance Program, sending about $1,400 stimulus payments in a lottery-style system where recipients are randomly selected. Now, in order to qualify for one of these stimulus checks, hey, they have narrowed down the qualifications, which means you need to qualify for a low to moderate income individual or resident in Johnson County, or someone making under $45,370 for a family of one person who can prove that they are negatively impacted by the pandemic, as well as they have to be experiencing food insecurity, housing insecurity, unemployment or reduction in work hours, exclusion from federal stimulus programs, and or expanded unemployment benefits, as well as enrollment in one of several federal programs aimed at addressing several effects of poverty. So again, guys, hey, this is some good news that is going to provide some direct assistance to the American people, and they're going to be sending out $1,400 stimulus checks, one-time payments to 2,500 lucky residents in Johnson County. Now, I'm going to include a link to this article down below in the description so that you can read more about it to see exactly how you can qualify and get your name in the drawing for this lottery style drawing to receive these $1,400 stimulus payments. Again, I hope this was some good information to those of you out there. In addition, guys, let's talk about what's going on in Ukraine. So far this weekend, Ukraine has held off the Russians, guys. They have done extremely well, but hey, we have seen more than 350,000 Ukrainian refugees have fled the country, and still there are thousands more still trying to leave the country. We already know that I have already reported to you guys that the Ukraine president has banned male individuals between the ages of 18 and I believe 60 years old to actually be able to leave the country. So those individuals have to stay, and hopefully they will continue to fight for their country and fight off the Russians. But the mothers as well as the children are still able to leave the country to get to a more safer place, and they are going to their neighborhood cities located right next to them. So that is some good news, and hopefully this war will end very soon. But I do want to show you guys of what exactly the president of Ukraine had to say to the United States. President Biden and the Biden administration reached out to the president of Ukraine and told him that, hey, we want to know if you want us to come rescue you out of the country right now. And his response was very remarkable, guys. And I want to play this little clip to you to see exactly what kind of leader they have in Ukraine right now. Hey, go ahead and take a look right here.
Zelensky has turned down a U.S. request to get out of Kiev and evacuate the city. President of Ukraine, Zelensky, has told the U.S. they don't need help in evacuating Kyiv. Zelensky has told the U.S., I need ammunition, not a ride. President Zelensky, who posted this selfie video of himself and his cabinet outside in Kyiv yesterday, says to the US, I need ammunition, I need weapon systems, I don't need a ride.
So yes, guys, you can see that is the kind of leader that the residents that live in Ukraine are dealing with right now, guys. He is a true leader. He is sitting at the Capitol and still asking his people to fight for this country, and he is not leaving, even though he has an option to leave so that he can save his life. But he is not doing that at all, guys. He is standing up to the enemy and making sure that he is standing with the people in order to fight for this country and their freedom. I thought that that was really great, guys, to see a leader like that, guys. We all need leaders like that, guys. Lead from the front and don't just leave. Lead as well as stay with the community, and we all fight this thing together. Again, guys, hey, that war is still going on right now, and a lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have lost blood, but we will continue to keep those individuals in prayer throughout this whole ordeal, guys, and I hope that that thing ends within the next 48 hours. We will just continue to keep our fingers crossed, and we will continue to send our prayers to those individuals in Ukraine. But anyways, guys, hey, I hope all of this information in this video was helpful to you today. Hey, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.